Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are reading the next two chapters in Judy Moody Was in a Mood. Big shout out to Megan McDonald who wrote this awesome book. So let's get going with the next two chapters of Judy Moody Was in a Mood. And I apologize if the camera is wobbly. My smelly pet. Tomorrow morning came. The jaws were still closed. Judy tried teasing it with a brand new ant. Here you go, she said in her best squeaky baby voice. You like ants, don't you? The jaws did not open 1 tiny centimeter. The plant did not move 1 trigger hair. Judy gave up. She carefully lodged the plant in the bottom of her backpack. She'd take it to school, stinky, smelly glob of hamburger and all. On the bus, Judy showed Rocky her new pet. I couldn't wait to show everyone how it eats. Now it won't even move, and it smells. Open sesame, said Rocky, trying some magic words. Nothing happened. Maybe, said Rocky, the bus will bounce it open. Maybe, said Judy, but even the bouncing of the bus did not make her new pet open up. If this thing dies, I'm stuck with Mouse for my new favorite pet, Judy said. Mr. Todd said first thing. Okay, class, take out your meat collage folders. I'll pass around old magazines and you can spend the next half hour cutting out pictures for your collages. You still have over 3 weeks, but I'd like to see how everyone is doing. Her meat collage folder. Judy had been so busy with her new pet, she had forgotten to take her folder to school. Judy Moody sneaked a peek at Frank Pearl's folder. He had cut out pictures of macaroni, his favorite food, ants, his favorite pet, and shoes. Shoes! Frank Pearl's best friend was a pair of shoes? Judy looked down at her open backpack under her desk. The jaws were still closed. Now her whole backpack was smelly. Judy took the straw from her pencil box and poked at the Venus flytrap. No luck. It would never open in time for share and tell. Well, Frank asked. Well, what? Are you going to come? Where? My birthday party, a week from Saturday. All the boys from our class are coming. And Adrian and Sandy from next door. Judy Moody did not care if the president himself was coming. Judy sniffed her backpack. It stunk like a skunk. What's in your backpack? Frank asked. None of your beeswax, Judy said. It smells like dead tuna fish, Frank Pearl said. Judy hoped her Venus flytrap would come back to life and bite Frank Pearl before he ever had another birthday party. Mr. Todd came over. Judy, you haven't cut out any pictures. Do you have your folder? I did. It was then, well, no, said Judy. Well, I got a new pet last night and don't tell me, said Mr. Todd. Your new pet ate your meat collage folder. Not exactly, but it did eat 1 dead fly and 1 live ant and then a big glob of next time. Try to remember to bring your folder, Judy. And please, everyone, keep homework away from animals. Whoa, settle down, Mr. Todd. My new pet's not an animal, Mr. Todd, Judy said, and it doesn't need homework, just bugs and raw hamburger. She pulled the Venus flytrap from her backpack. Judy could not believe her eyes. Its arm was no longer droopy. The stuck trap was wide open. And the plant was looking hungry. It's my favorite pet, said Judy. Meet Jaws. Oh, that is a brilliant name. Look at its jaws. Dr. Judy Moody! Finally, Judy thought the only thing finer in the world than getting Jaws had to be getting a big brown box in the mail with the name Dr. Judy Moody on it. She was in an operating mood. Can I open it? Asked Stink, coming out of his closet fort. What does it say right here? Asked Judy, pointing to the label. Dr. Judy Moody, read Stink. Exactly, said Judy Moody. I collected all the box tops. I got you some from the nurse, said Stink. Okay, you can go get the scissors. Stink handed over the scissors. Judy poked through the tape and broke through the brown flaps. Mouse pawed at the sticky tape. Stink's head kept getting in the middle of the way. Stink! I am in the middle of an operation. Judy pulled aside the tissue paper and lifted out the doctor doll. At last, Judy held the doll right in her lap and stroked her silky smooth hair. She made neat little bows in the ties of her doll's blue and white hospital gown. The doll was wearing a hospital bracelet. Her name is Hedda Gabetta, Judy read. Get it? Hedda Gabetta. Does she do anything? It says here if you turn the knob on top of her head, she gets sick. And then when you turn the knob again, she gets better. Get it? It's like you have to twist the knob on her head, so Hedda. And then when you twist it again, she gets better. Judy turned the knob on the doll's head until a new face appeared. She has measles, said Stink. She talks when you hug her too. Judy hugged the doll. I have measles, said Hedda Gabetta. Judy turned the knob until another face appeared. Then she hugged the doll again. I have chicken pox, said Hedda Gabetta. Cool, said Stink. A sick doll with 3 heads. Judy turned the knob once more and hugged the doll. All better, said Hedda. Can I make her get sick, then better? Asked Stink. No, said Judy. I'm the doctor. Judy opened the doctor kit. At last I have someone to practice it on, she said. You practice on me all the time, said Stink. Someone who doesn't complain at least. You'd complain too if you had to hold up a lamp and get bandages all over you. Why can't I ever get to be Elizabeth Blackwell, first woman doctor? For one thing, you are a boy. Can I put her arm in a sling? Asked Stink. No, said Judy. She held the ear scope up to Hedda's ear and turned on the light. Can I mix up some blood from your doctor kit? Shh, I'm listening. She held the stethoscope on Hedda. Then she held it to Stink's chest. What do you hear? A heartbeat. This can only mean one thing. What? You're alive. Can I listen for a heartbeat? Okay, but first give me a glass of water to mix the blood in. You get it, said Stink. Don't touch anything until I get back. Don't even breathe, said Judy. As soon as Judy rounded the corner, Stink turned the knob on the doll's head. Measles, he turned the knob again. Chicken pox, measles, chicken pox, measles, chicken pox, measles, chicken pox, measles. Stink turned Hedda Gabetta's head back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, faster and faster. Uh-oh, said Stink. Look at that face of surprise. What? Judy asked, returning with a sloshing glass of water. Her head is stuck, he said. Judy grabbed Hedda Gabetta away from Stink. I have chicken pox, Hedda said. Judy tried to turn the knob. The knob was stuck all right. It would not turn, no matter how hard. Judy twisted and yanked and pulled. I have chicken pox, I have chicken pox, Hedda said again and again and again. Her head is stuck on chicken pox, Judy moaned. It's not my fault, said Stink. It is too. Now she'll never get better. Judy took Hedda's pulse. She listened for Hedda's heart. She checked Hedda's forehead for a fever. It is Stink's fault, in my opinion. Whose fault do you think it is? Judy's or Stink's? Let me know in the comment section. My first patient, and she's going to have chicken pox for the rest of her life. Judy took the doll to her mother, but Mom could not open the knob, even with her best opening pickle jar twist. Judy took the doll to her father, but Dad could not even get the doll's head to turn, even with his best opening spaghetti sauce turn. He's sweating. Oh, it's that hard. The butterfly just moved. What are you going to do? There's only one thing I can give her. Give her a shot? Asked Mom. No, said Judy. Band-Aids. Cool, said Stink. Stink and Judy put fancy Band-Aids on Hedda Gebetta's face, one for every chicken pox. Then they put Band-Aids all over her body. There were endangered species Band-Aids, dinosaurs, tattoos, mermaids, and race cars. Even glow-in-the-dark bloodshot eyeball Band-Aids. So she won't scratch, said Dr. Judy. I'm glad that emergency's over, Dad said. She tried to turn the doll's head one last time. She did not yank or twist or pull. She very slowly, very carefully turned the knob. Hedda's head turned, and her smiling, no chicken box face reappeared. I cured her, Judy yelled. She hugged her doll. All better, said Hedda Gebetta. Good as new, said Mom and Dad. I'm just glad she didn't have spotted fever, said Judy. I never, in a million years, would never have enough Band-Aids for that. It's obvious that it's the end of today's chapter. Well, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this book. I am sorry if you couldn't see the pictures that well because the camera is wobbly, but I hope you have enjoyed this book. Please share this video with a friend. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. Adios!